the simple start of the NBA. The National Basketball Association, or NBA, didn't begin as a glamorous sports league. In fact, its creation was quite practical. Back in the 1940s, hockey arenas had many empty nights. To make use of these unused dates, a new basketball league was born. In 1946, the Basketball Association of America, BAA, was formed. 11 teams joined the first season, and the first official game took place on November 1st, 1946, between the New York Knicks and the Toronto Huskies. At the time, the league faced many problems. Attendance was low, not many people talked about the games, and teams lost money. One of the early stars, Joe Fulks, helped attract some attention. He scored a lot of points and helped the Philadelphia Warriors win the first championship. Still, many teams had to shut down due to financial issues. The merger that changed everything. Another league, the National Basketball League, NBL, was also active during this time. One of their biggest teams was the Minneapolis Lakers, led by the great center, George Mikan. He was so dominant that the league changed rules just to keep the competition fair. In 1949, the BAA and NBL decided to merge. This new organization became what we now know as the NBA. The league started with 17 teams, but that number dropped quickly due to money troubles. Even with fewer teams, the merger was a big step forward. Breaking barriers, diversity in the NBA. In 1950, a historic moment happened. Earl Lloyd became the first African-American player in NBA history. He was joined by Chuck Cooper and Nat Sweetwater Clifton. This was a big moment, not just for basketball, but for civil rights in the United States. Speeding up the game. Back in the early 1950s, games were slow and scores were low. Teams would often just hold the ball to stall time. To fix this, the NBA introduced the 24-second shot clock in 1954. This simple rule made a big difference. Games became faster and more exciting. That decade also brought the first Most Valuable Player MVP award. Bob Pettit won it in 1956. Players like Bob Cousy and Paul Arizin became popular for their fast and skillful play. The Celtics dynasty begins. In 1957, the Boston Celtics started their journey toward greatness. Led by Bill Russell and coach Red Auerbach, the team focused on defense and teamwork. Russell's approach changed how the game was played. The Celtics won 11 championships in 13 seasons, a record that still amazes fans. At the same time, Wilt Chamberlain became a scoring machine. In 1962, he scored 100 points in one game, a record that has never been broken. His rivalry with Bill Russell made every Celtics-Lakers game a must-watch event. Oscar Robertson also made history by becoming the first player to average a triple-double for an entire season. He could score, pass, and rebound with equal skill. The end of an era and the start of a new one. The 1969 NBA Finals ended a golden chapter. Bill Russell retired as a champion. Even though Jerry West's team lost, he was named Finals MVP. The only time in NBA history a player from the losing team won the award. That same year, Lou Alcindor, later known as Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, joined the league. Alongside Oscar Robertson, he led the Milwaukee Bucks to a title in 1971. Kareem's skyhook became one of the most unstoppable moves in basketball. The wild and unpredictable 1970s. The 1970s were a time of surprises. There was no clear dominant team. In 1972, the Los Angeles Lakers had a magical season. With Wilt Chamberlain and Jerry West, they won 69 games and had a 33-game win streak. That record still stands today. Meanwhile, Kareem kept leading the league in points and MVP awards. But in 1973, the New York Knicks, led by Walt Frazier, Willis Reed, and Earl Monroe, won the title. Monroe, known for his flashy style, stepped up and played his best when it mattered most. Nate "Tiny" Archibald did something special too. He led the league in both points and assists in one season. That's a rare combination of scoring and sharing the ball. More Celtics glory in a new era. In 1974, the Boston Celtics were back on top. John Havlicek and Dave Collins led the team past Kareem's Bucks in a tough 7-game series. This also marked the end of Oscar Robertson's career. The The next year, the Golden State Warriors, led by Rick Barry, shocked the world. They swept the Washington Bullets in the finals. Barry's underhand free throws were strange but effective. Kareem asked for a trade and moved to the Los Angeles Lakers. His arrival in Hollywood would set the stage for future success. In 1976, the Celtics won another title in a triple overtime game against the Phoenix Suns. That game is still remembered as one of the most thrilling in NBA history. ABA merger and new faces. In 1977, the NBA merged with the ABA. This brought in new teams and exciting players like Julius, Dr. J. Irving, and George Gervin. It was like adding fireworks to an already exciting show. That same year, the Portland Trail Blazers, led by Bill Walton, won the title. Walton did it all: passing, defending, and rebounding. By the end of the 1970s, 7 different teams had won championships. The Celtics were no longer the only powerhouse. The league was wide open. The arrival of Magic and Bird. In 1979, something big happened off the court. Magic Johnson and Larry Bird faced off in the NCAA championship. Magic won, but both players joined the NBA that same year. In 1983, the Philadelphia 76ers with Julius Erving and Moses Malone won the title. Malone predicted a clean sweep of the playoffs, and they nearly did it. In 1984, the Celtics and Lakers faced off in the finals again. Larry Bird led the Celtics to victory and won the MVP award. In 1985, the Lakers got their revenge and Kareem won the finals MVP at age 38. Michael Jordan also entered the league during this time. He was already scoring over 28 points per game in his rookie season. Jordan rises, Celtics shine. In 1986, the Celtics were dominant again. Larry Bird was at his best and the team won another title. The Lakers came back strong in 1987 and beat the Celtics. Magic won both the regular season and finals MVP. In 1988, the Lakers repeated as champions. James Worthy had a huge performance in Game 7, earning the nickname Big Game James. Meanwhile, Michael Jordan won his first MVP, scoring title, and even the Defensive Player of the Year. He was ready to take over. The Jordan era begins. In 1991, Jordan and the Bulls won their first title by beating Magic's Lakers. Jordan won Finals MVP. In 1992, they won again, this time over the Portland Trail Blazers. That summer, the Dream Team dominated the Olympics. It included Jordan, Bird, Magic, and others. The NBA became a global brand overnight. In 1993, Jordan won his 3rd straight title, defeating Charles Barkley and the Phoenix Suns. A sudden pause. After his father's tragic death, Jordan retired in 1993. The Houston Rockets, led by Hakeem Olajuwon, won the next 2 titles in 1994 and 1995. Even when Jordan returned in 1995, the young Orlando Magic knocked the Bulls out. But in 1996, Jordan came back with full force. The Bulls won 72 games and added Dennis Rodman. They beat the Seattle Supersonics to claim their 4th title. Legends of the game. By 1997, the Bulls were global icons. The Utah Jazz, led by Karl Malone and John Stockton, tried to stop them. Malone won MVP, but the Bulls had Jordan. The 1990s ended with the Bulls winning 6 championships in 8 years. The NBA had become a worldwide sensation. The flu game in the final shot, 1997-1998, even a bad case of food poisoning couldn't stop Michael Jordan. In Game 5 of the 1997 NBA Finals, he played through sickness, sweating and struggling, but still scored 38 points. People call it the flu game, but it was really about heart and determination. Jordan showed that nothing could stop him when he wanted to win. Then came Game 6. The Utah Jazz thought they had a chance, but Jordan passed the ball to teammate Steve Kerr, who hit the game-winning shot. Trust in Kerr paid off, and the Bulls took the championship. In 1998, it was clear this Bulls team wouldn't be together much longer. He held the pose like a master artist admiring his final painting. That basket sealed his 6th championship and 6th Finals MVP. The Bulls Dynasty ended at the very top. The Western Challenge and Jordan's legacy. While Jordan was dominating, the Western Conference wasn't weak. Big names like Charles Barkley, Hakeem Olajuwon, Karl Malone, and John Stockton were all trying to win. But when Jordan was focused, no one could stop him. He won 5 MVP awards in just 8 years, led the league in scoring almost every season, and never lost in the NBA Finals. The Bulls were a perfect machine. Scottie Pippen played great defense and handled the tough jobs. Dennis Rodman grabbed every rebound, and Coach Phil Jackson led the team with calm intelligence. Jordan didn't just win games, he changed the entire NBA. His shoes became a worldwide trend, his commercials were everywhere, and his highlights made him a global icon. He walked away from the game as a champion, something very few legends have ever done. A new star, Tim Duncan in the Spurs, 1999. After Jordan retired, again, the NBA needed a new leader. Tim Duncan stepped up. In 1999, a lockout shortened the season, but Duncan led the San Antonio Spurs to their first NBA title. He averaged 27 points and 14 rebounds in the finals and won Finals MVP. Duncan wasn't flashy. He didn't talk much, but he was smart, reliable, and always in control. People called him the Big Fundamental because he played basketball the right way. The Shaq and Kobe era begins, 2000 to 2002. The year 2000 brought a new power duo, Shaquille O'Neal and Kobe Bryant. With Coach Phil Jackson now in charge of the Lakers, they became a force. Shaq won League MVP and Finals MVP. He was so powerful that rims probably feared him. Kobe, young and confident, played with fire. Together they led the Lakers to their first title since the Magic Johnson days. Then in 2001 they nearly had a perfect playoff run, 15 wins, 1 loss. Shaq crushed the 76ers in the finals, and Kobe dominated the West. In 2002 the Lakers won again. They swept the New Jersey Nets in the finals. Shaq won his 3rd straight Finals MVP, and the Lakers looked unbeatable. But there was trouble brewing. Shaq and Kobe didn't always get along. Their powerful partnership was like a volcano, strong but explosive. Tim Duncan returns and a big twist. 2003-2004. In 2003, Tim Duncan showed that calm and focus could still win championships. He led the Spurs to another title and won his 2nd MVP and 3rd Finals MVP. The Spurs beat the Nets, and Duncan proved once again that being quiet didn't mean being weak. Then came the shock of 2004. The Lakers added stars Karl Malone and Gary Payton. On paper, they looked like an unbeatable team. But games aren't played on paper. The Detroit Pistons didn't care about fame or big names. They played smart team basketball and stunned the Lakers in the finals. Chauncey Billups won Finals MVP, and the Lakers lost badly. After that, Shaq was traded to Miami, and the Shaq-Kobe era ended. Shifting power, 2005 to 2010. Tim Duncan led the Spurs back to the top in 2005. They beat the Pistons in a tough 7-game series. Duncan was Finals MVP again. His teammates Tony Parker and Manu Ginobili also became stars. In 2006, Dwayne Wade exploded onto the scene. The Heat were down 0-2 in the finals against the Mavericks. Then Wade took over, scoring at will and leading the team to 4 straight wins. Shaq won another ring, but this time Wade was the real hero. In 2007, the Spurs swept LeBron James and the Cavaliers in the finals. LeBron made his first finals appearance but wasn't ready yet. Tony Parker won Finals MVP. In 2008, the Boston Celtics created a big three: Kevin Garnett, Paul Pierce, and Ray Allen. They won 66 games and crushed the Lakers in the finals. Pierce won Finals MVP and Boston celebrated a long-awaited title. In 2009, Kobe Bryant had something to prove. He led the Lakers to a title over the Orlando Magic and finally won his first Finals MVP. In 2010, the Lakers faced the Celtics again. This time, the Lakers won in 7 tough games. Kobe earned his 5th ring and 2nd Finals MVP. Duncan, Shaq, and Kobe, the big three of the 2000s. From 1999 to 2010, Duncan, Shaq, and Kobe won 10 championships between them. Each had a different style. Duncan, quiet, smart, and always consistent. Shaq, powerful, loud, and unstoppable. Kobe, focused, skilled, and cold-blooded in the clutch. Their rivalries were legendary, but new stars were waiting in the wings. The new generation: LeBron and the Heat, 2010 to 2012. In 2010, LeBron James made a shocking move. He left Cleveland and joined Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh in Miami. They became the Big Three and changed the way NBA teams were built. In their first year, they reached the finals but lost to Dirk Nowitzki and the Dallas Mavericks. Dirk played like a man on a mission.
What started as a small league is now a global sensation, filled with legends, drama, and unforgettable moments. Every era brought something new. New stars, new stories, and new fans. And as the game keeps growing, one thing is certain: the NBA story is far from over. So stay tuned, because the next chapter might just be the greatest yet. Thanks for watching.